When the blue of the night meets the gold of the day, someone waits for me.
This is Ken Carpenter welcoming you to Philco Radio Time, produced and transcribed in Hollywood with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Judd Conlon's Rhythmaires and Bing's guests, Claudette Colbert, Gary Crosby, Dennis Crosby, Philip Crosby, and Lindsay Crosby.
For those of you who tuned in late, this is the Crosby program.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, what's your name, bub?
I am the Masked Spooner. Here to weave you some gossamer dreams.
I know you. Bing, it's nice to see you again after our vacation. What's new?
Nothing. What's new with you?
Oh, nothing.
Keep tuned in, folks. From time to time, we will bring you these late news bulletins. By the way, Ken, who's our sponsor this year?
Who's our sponsor? Who's our sponsor?
You mean we haven't got one? Let's go home.
Well, hold it now. Wait a minute. Philco's our sponsor.
Philco?
Of course, Philco.
Well, gee, this will make our third year with Philco. I can't understand it.
Well, why not? The Philco people are very happy.
I know they're happy, but are they happy with us?
Well, they're so happy they don't mind us.
They're tall, huh?
No.
Business is good, huh?
Oh, terrific.
Well, I may hustle them for a new portable.
No. Don't do that, Bing. No, we've been...
Why not?
We've been lucky so far. Let's not do anything to disturb them.
Shouldn't press our luck.
Oh, you know how it is in radio.
It is an uncertain business, I know. I noticed that Bob Hope isn't with Pepsodent anymore.
That's right. Bob was switched.
Switched. He should have been clubbed. Say, Ken, have you noticed our Wednesday night lineup here on ABC? Got Groucho Marx throwing money away, Milton Berle throwing jokes away.
Why don't you throw a song away?
I'll throw the biggest song away you've ever heard.
That's
Just
it.
stand by. If the Rhythmaires will move in, we shall serenade one and all with You Call Everybody Darling. May we have a downbeat, John Scott? You call everybody darling, and everybody calls you darling too. You don't mean what you're saying, it's just a game you're playing, but you'll find someone else can play that game as well as you. If you call everybody darling, then love won't come a-knocking at your door. And as the years go by, you'll sit and wonder why nobody calls you darling anymore.
Y'all call everybody darling, and everybody calls y'all darling too. Y'all don't mean what you're saying, just a game you're playing, but sugar, someone else can play the game as well as y'all, darling.
If you call everybody darling,
Honey child,
then love won't come a-knocking at your door. And as the years go by, you'll sit and wonder why nobody calls you darling anymore.
Since I wonder why years go by, nobody calls you darling anymore.
Great boys and girls, that was darling.
Well, I thought it was okay, considering that we all just spent the summer in the hinterlands.
All the news while you were back up there in the hills.
Didn't miss a thing. An Indian runner brought me the Pittsburgh Pirates score every day. Every day.
How about the days they didn't score?
No Indian.
Bing, didn't you get wind of the really big news?
There was more?
Oh, you've been out of touch, old boy.
What?
Philco's got a new kind of phonograph.
Yeah?
Plays 45 minutes of music from one of those new long-playing records.
Amazing. Could you tell us more about this fantastic development?
Naturally, I have a prepared statement right here in my hand.
We're prepared. State.
Well, it's very happy stuff for a starter. Folks, Philco for 1949 has just introduced the greatest advance of modern times in recorded music. It's a new kind of phonograph that plays two kinds of records. All your standard records, of course, with Philco's new automatic record changer. But here's the topper. It also plays 45 minutes of music, every note of a 6-record symphony from just one long-playing record. And not only symphonies, but a complete program of dance or dinner music, all the songs from a Broadway musical on a single 12-inch record. Now, that's the best thing that's happened to phonographs since the automatic record changer. Prove it for yourself. Seeing is believing, and hearing is better still. Get a demonstration at your Philco dealer now. It's the newest thing in radio phonographs from Philco, the leader.
Here's a song I've been humming to myself practically all summer, and I guess you have too. I guess it's time now that I came right out with My Happiness, the song made popular by those Elko favorites, John and Sandra Steele.
Evening shadows make me blue when each weary day is through. How I long to be with you, my happiness. Every day I reminisce, dreaming of your tender kiss, always thinking how I miss my happiness. A million years, it seems, have gone by since we shared our dreams, but I'll hold you again. There'll be no blue memories then, whether skies are gray or blue. Any place on earth will do, just as long as I'm with you, my happiness. A million years, it seems, have gone by since we shared our dreams, but I'll hold you again. There'll be no blue memories then, whether skies are gray or blue. Any place on earth will do, just as long as I'm with you, my happiness.
Very good. You know, you're looking great. Your vacation did you a lot of good.
My vacation is just starting.
What do you mean, just starting? You were away with your kids all summer.
See what I mean?
Oh. You know, being with your kids away at school now, I'll bet the house must seem empty.
It is empty. When they leave, that's quite an evacuation. Looks like the 8th Route Army leaving us. But even though they're gone, I keep finding many reminders of the little darlings.
For instance?
Well, there's that cute little hole that Dennis hacked in the roof to let his pigeons in. Mm-hmm. Then there's the other hole that Philip chopped in the roof to let the pigeons out.
Oh, clever. I love that.
Thorough, these boys, real thorough. Their brains are clicking every minute. Little wheels are wheeling and turning. Then every time I step in the bathtub, there's Gary's pet snapping turtle to give me a pedicure. Makes it nice.
A rather rugged reminder of the lad.
Oh, yes. And then at the end of the day, when I set down to relax, there in my easy chair, I find little Lynn's submarine. The one with the periscope. Oh. I love them all. pain of it sometimes.
Well, they may be a bit of a problem now, Bing, but they'll be a great comfort to you in your old age.
Yes, but why should they bring it on so soon?
Oh, now, look, Dad, they can't be that much trouble.
Oh, no?
No.
Ken, when the 4 kids are home, our mailman mails our mail to us, so another mailman will have to deliver it. Did I tell you the little spot they got me in with Claudette Colbert?
Well, that ought to be fun to be in a little spot with Claudette.
Steady. Really, Ken, this was embarrassing.
What happened?
Well, the other night I was listening to my Philco and spending a quiet, enjoyable evening at home.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite disc jockey, Whirlin' Willie, concluding another 23 hours and 45 minutes of recorded music featuring Bing Crosby. Whirlin' Willie will return to the air with another 23 hours and 45 minutes of Crosby records after a 15-minute interlude during which we bring you the latest news.
Who listens to the news? I get my news from an Indian. Wonder who that can be. Come in.
Hello, Bing.
Well, Claudette Colbert.
Bing, I'm so glad you're home.
So am I.
I just took a chance on finding you in. Are you busy?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, I was just sitting around listening to the news.
Well, I like to listen to the news myself, but that other 23 hours and 45 minutes is really a clam bake.
No, I don't know.
And you'd think they'd have more than one clam.
Well, I wouldn't know. I never listen myself.
Well, anyway, Bing, I just had to drop by and thank you for the lovely roses.
Roses? I didn't send any roses.
Oh, come on now. I know you sent them, and it was sweet of you.
Claudette, on the level. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bing, why not admit it? I realize it was just a mad, boyish impulse.
Claudette. Claudette, I haven't had a mad, boyish impulse since I was mad and boyish.
Bing, even though you were sly enough not to enclose a card, I found out that the roses had been charged to you.
Oh, stop. Claudette, look at me. Do you think this tired old groaner would be romantic and dashing enough to send flowers to a girl? No, Claudette, must have been somebody else using my name as a subterfuge.
Now, who'd want to hide behind a tired old groaner?
I don't know, but I'm going to call the florist and find out. He might think this is a big romance or something.
No, you don't have to worry about the florist. He was very discreet.
Oh, well, that puts me in the clear.
In fact, he wouldn't tell me who sent the flowers. But fortunately, his wife's hairdresser is a patient of my sister's dressmaker's dentist.
We're in big trouble again. Everybody in town thinks I'm sending you posies, huh?
No, don't worry. As far as they're concerned, it's just hearsay and rumor. After all, outside of myself, the only person who actually saw the flowers was my maid.
Your maid?
Yes, and her sister.
Your maid's sister?
Yes, she cooks for Luella Parsons.
Well, then I'm cooked. I gotta keep Luella quiet till I get this thing straightened out.
How are you going to do that?
I know. I'll send her some flowers.
There you go again.
On the level, Claudette. This thing's got me baffled. Who's going to use my charge account to send flowers to a girl? Gee, couldn't have been my brothers, and it couldn't have been the kids.
No.
Couldn't have been the kids. Couldn't have been the kids. Why not? Why couldn't it have been the kids?
Oh, Bing, if your boy sent the flowers, I think that's wonderful.
Well, I can't believe they'd send flowers. If they'd sent a bullfrog or a coyote pelt or a coyote, but flowers, why, they're only children.
It's later than you think, Pop.
Well, this thing calls for a little conference, and I think we'll bust this case wide open right now. Just a minute, Claudette. Oh, boys. Hey, boys. Come on in here on the double now. You better stand back a little, Claudette. Sometimes they make a very spirited entrance.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Boom.
What is it, Dad? Cut out the hose. Say, fellas.
Hello, Miss Colbert.
Hello, Gary.
Hello, Miss Colbert.
Hello, boys.
Hello, Miss Colbert. Did you get them?
Nix.
Did I get what?
The you-know-whats.
Lindsay, for your information, the you-know-whats are now the we-all-know-whats. Then, Dennis, why were you the last one to get downstairs when I called? What delayed you?
It's a little embarrassing, Dad. Hey, which one of you guys left your bubble gum on the banister?
We take care of that a little later. Now, for the sake of the record, I want to know who charged those flowers to me. What do you know about it, Lynn?
Oh, gee, Pop. I don't want to squeal.
Well, then I'll ask the question in another way. You send the flowers, Gary?
No, sir.
You, Philip?
No, sir.
Dennis?
No, sir.
Lindsay?
You see why I didn't want to squeal?
Now we're getting someplace.
Did you like them, Miss Colbert?
Oh, they were beautiful.
That's not the point. Another thing, Philip. Haven't you been taught to remove your cap in the presence of a lady?
Yes, sir.
Then why don't you take it off?
Hey, which one of you guys left your bubble gum in my cap?
I think we better tackle one mystery at a time around here. Now, Lynn, why did you send those flowers to Miss Colbert?
Because she's beautiful.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
How do I know? I'm only 10.
Ask me. I'm 15.
Well, I don't like to interfere, Bing, but personally, I'm very flattered that Lindsay was so thoughtful.
That's nice, yeah, but how long has this been going on? You've sent flowers to any other ladies?
No, sir, but I'm the type.
Yeah, yes.
Just a minute. We thought of sending those flowers just as much as you did.
Yeah.
Well, you're all very dashing and very romantic, and I'm sure Miss Colbert appreciates your gesture of affection.
I certainly do. And, Lynn, I'd like to give you a great big kiss.
Can't we just shake hands?
Why, certainly. And I want to thank all you boys.
Claudette, now, he's enough of a lady killer already. Let go of his hand.
I can't.
Why not?
Which one of you guys left your bubble gum in Lynn's hand?
Oh, this is fine. I said, what am I going to do with you fellas?
Oh, they're all right, Bing. After those roses, I could forgive them anything.
Then you're not mad at us for the you-know-what?
The flowers?
Oh, no. We've got another you-know-what.
Out with it. Another, huh? Tell me what else happened, or I shall have to paddle your I-know-whats.
Well, Dad, you know how you've always told us not to play baseball in the street?
Yeah.
That we'd break a window?
Yeah.
Why don't we listen to you?
I sure wish I knew. I've tried everything. I guess it's just...
You don't have to explain, Pop.
I'm not explaining. Who's... I am not explaining. Whose window did you break?
Who got the flowers?
Well, that does it. If you fellas won't listen to anything I say, I guess there's only one thing for me to do. I'm afraid you'll all have to suffer the indignity of a good licking.
Dad, do you realize that prominent child psychologists agree that reasoning and logic have replaced the old-fashioned spanking?
Psychology is a lot of baloney.
Well, let's give it a chance.
Chance nothing. Upstairs, all of you.
No, Bing, I don't think the boys should be punished for this. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I once broke a window playing ball.
You did? What'd you get for it?
2 bases. That was the ground rule.
A two-bagger, huh?
Never mind.
Could you hit a two-bagger now?
Well, I haven't played for a long time, but I bet if they ever groove that 3-2 pitch, I could still murder it.
Say, how'd you like to play baseball with us, Miss Colbert?
Sure. Who all's on the team?
Well, there's us 4 Crosby kids, our 3 uncles and Dad,
That's only 8.
and a fella named Barney Dean.
Oh, what's the name of your team?
Dean's Demons.
He furnished the uniforms.
That lineup sounds pretty impressive. What do you need me for?
We're a little weak at third base.
I resent that.
Oh, gee, Dad, don't feel
I
bad.
should have known. The way I've been getting the cold shoulder around the locker room lately.
Bing, you're being oversensitive. Baseball is hard-boiled business.
Yes, and it's sneaky, too. How do you think I felt when I happened to pass the ballpark Saturday?
What happened?
They all told me the game was Sunday.
You'd have been proud of us, Dad. We won our first game.
Oh, you did, huh? Who'd you get to take my place on third base?
Nobody?
Nobody.
Yeah, Max Nobody.
Well, don't give me any of that. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I paid for that bat and ball. I got an investment in your team.
Well, Pittsburgh doesn't let you play with them.
The Pirates are doing all right without me.
And you can do the same for your kids' team.
Oh, yeah? Another thing. You fellas go ahead and invite Miss Colbert to play with you, and you've never seen her work out. How do you know she has any ability?
Ability or not, she'll sure dress up that third sack. She'll be great. If a runner gets on third, he'll never want to go home.
Oh, thanks.
Denny.
Yeah, that's what our team needs, glamour.
Can I say that?
Yeah, that's what our team needs, glamour.
You gotta lay it out. She's got a big line after. That's what our team needs. Glamour.
That's what our team needs, glamour.
Glamour. Well, if that's the way you want it, I'll turn my uniform over to Miss Colbert.
There goes the glamour.
Well, I guess I've had it. This is it. Just give me my release. Anyhow, I got an offer to play with Albuquerque.
Albuquerque?
Do they still play in blankets there?
They do. They do all right. Well, good luck to all of you, and I include Max Nobody.
Bing, I've got an idea. You don't have to leave the team. You and I can alternate on third base.
No chance, Claudette. There's not room on third for both of us.
There's room over on second with me.
Dad, why don't you stay on the team as a coach?
Coach? Yeah. After all, we need you for that harmony we give out with during the seventh inning stretch.
No, nothing doing. If I can't play third base, I won't sing third base.
Oh, come on, Bing. You better stay with the group. I can't sing bass.
Dad, how about us giving Miss Colbert a sample from the vocal department of Dean's Demons?
No, not me. You go it alone. I'm a free agent, boy.
We will now sing Blue Shadows on the Trail, which is one of our father's big records.
Oh, thanks very much. You're doing a grand job. Hit it. Blue shadows on the trail. Blue moon shining through the trees. And a plaintive wail from the distance. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Little distance, please.
Comes on the evening breeze.
Move along, blue shadows, move along. Soon the dawn will come and you'll be on your way. But until the darkness sheds its veil, there'll be blue shadows on the trail.
We're grand. Now, Ken, that's about the way it went. The flower incident was solved. I replaced Claudette's broken window, and she got my spot on the ball team.
Did you sign with Albuquerque?
I'm waiting to hear from him.
Say, I've got a commercial here. What'll I do with
It's a
it?
straight line if I ever heard one. Let's have that again, Carp.
I said I have a commercial here. What'll I do with it?
Put it in a box, tie it with a ribbon, and throw it in the deep blue V.
Oh, wait a minute, Bing. This one's so good, if I did, you'd dive in after it.
Let's have it. I'm ready for the plunge.
Well, folks, you can't miss if you tie a big bright ribbon on any of the new 1949 Philco radio phonographs. Now, I'd like to hit a point about the brilliant tone every new Philco gives you from the new long-playing records. Now, you can't play these long-playing records with an ordinary tone arm. So Philco engineers developed a new balanced fidelity reproducer with only 1/5 of an ounce pressure, and it's for use on long-playing records only. Believe me, its performance is something to write home about. It's no makeshift adaptation of the standard tone arm. It was specially designed in the Philco laboratories in collaboration with the same engineers who produced the long-playing record. So if you want to catch up with the greatest radio phonograph invention since the record changer, see your Philco dealer now and hear the real thing on a Philco. You'll find it ready and waiting in a full series of beautiful console and table radio phonographs from Philco, famous for quality the world over.
Here's a beautiful melody from England, A Tree in the Meadow. The words are very nice, too. It's caught on rather well over here, you know. It's very big. We're all there.
There's a tree in the meadow with a stream drifting by, and carved upon that tree I see, I love you till I die. I shall always remember the love in your eyes, the day you carved upon that tree. I love you till I die. But further on down Lover's Lane, a silhouette I see. I know you're kissing someone else. I wish that it were me by that tree in the meadow. My thoughts always lie, and where'er you go, you'll always know I love you till I die.
That's about it for this first one, but I want to thank Claudette for being with us tonight. And I also want to congratulate her on her debut as a movie producer. Say, what's the first production, Claudette?
That's a story I'm doing with Bruce Manning and Jack Skirball called Love is Big Business.
Love is big business.
It
huh?
sure is.
Never mind.
Say, Dad, aren't you going to congratulate Miss Colbert on her debut as a ball player, too?
Oh, yes. Sure is going to be great news when it gets around that you've got a girl third baseman on your team. Claudette.
Oh, we've got that all figured out. Yeah, we're going to call her Claude.
Very bright, very brilliant. No one will ever suspect.
Not if I'm wearing your uniform.
Yeah, it's even hard to recognize Dad in it.
I've had just about enough out of you, young man.
Bing, I think it's about time to ask you who your guest is next week.
Next week, Claudette, Judy Garland joins us.
Oh, wonderful. Well, good night, Bing.
Good night, Claudette.
Good night, boys.
Good night,
Good night, Claude.
Claude. Save that for the ballpark. Good night, folks. Thank you very much.
This program was produced and transcribed in Hollywood by Bill Morrow and Murdo McKenzie. Tune in to Philco Radio Time next week and hear Bing Crosby, John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, the Rhythmaires, and Bing's guest, Judy Garland. And remember, keep your eye on your Philco dealer now for the newest thing in radio phonographs from Philco, the leader.